Well, here it is, the Season 7 patch notes. Let me start reading because everything I've seen from White Fox to the developers' dev vision, it's all been amazing so far. I have some worries about who they're gonna buff and how much, but let's get into it. Adjustments, you can read that on your own if you want, but I'm gonna read down here. Global change, the charge rate for ultimate abilities has been nerfed across the board. Yes, that's the thing I've been wanting for a long time. Our aim is to keep the core combat fun and dynamic while dialing back those rapid fire ultimates. I love that. The Wolverine, Punisher, Star-Lord ult decreases were a big problem. This will also lower the baseline strength of triple support compositions, even though they said it was weak, without compromising the core combat experience. Based on the game data, around 80% of ultimate ability energy comes from damage or healing conversion. That means the charge rate reduction is nearly equal for Vanguards and Duelists, and Strategists at about 20% drop across the board. Okay. This keeps the playing field balanced and ensures your big moves feel earned. Vanguards and Duelists reduce damage and energy conversion from 90% to 70%. Okay. Reduce passive ultimate ability energy regeneration from 12 seconds to 11 seconds. Strategists, damage to healing conversion from 90% to 75%. Okay, so 5% less than this, but damage isn't what they do. Reduce passive ultimate energy regeneration from 12 seconds to 8 seconds. Time to play your ultimate, not just spam them. Okay, I like that change. Less ultimate abilities in the game. Vanguard, Angela. New font as well. Lot of stuff. Heaven Sent Pressure, Grounded Precision. Angela is fiercer on the ground, but less pesky in flight. Her ultimate ability damage and control have been slightly hit. I like that. Reduce the spheric soar attack charge of spear conversion from 45 to 35. Increase bonus damage at full charge from 15 to 20. Okay, so a little trade-off there. Increase shield stance damage to charge conversion from 25% to 30%. I thought they were nerfing her. Increase assassin charge cooldown from 3 to 6 seconds. Reduce max charge time from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. Okay, so this pretty much means she does less charges and kidnaps, which I love. This is a change I wanted to do a couple seasons ago. So you can kidnap less, but your base damage is more often. Increase access of bonus health to self from 40 to 50 and from 20 to 25 for allies after landing Divine Judgment. Heaven's Health Retribution ultimate ability spear throw damage from 10 to 40. Reduce spear health from 800 to 650. Yeah, I like that change. Overall for Angela, I don't mind those nerfs and buffs. Let's see how it works out. Now a little smoother. Captain America, now a little smoother when running up on your left. Cap's shield work also gets smoother during sprints, but his ultimate gives a little less energy. Okay. When leading dash is set to toggle, Captain America's last 4 range Sentinel Strike shields won't be interrupted by leading dash. Reduce freedom charge, ultimate ability energy charge from 30% to 20%. I like this change. This one I think is more of a quality of life thing. I mean, yeah, I don't mind that either. So far, it's a good patch notes. Vanguard Deadpool definitely needs a nerf. The hardiest merc takes a breath. Survivability and ultimate frequency are slightly nerfed to match his new ultimate efficiency. Reduce Deadpool in your area, Vanguard. Upgraded. Damage reduction from 40% to 30%. Increase ultimate ability cooldown from 45 seconds to 60 seconds. I love that. Because he isn't affected by the new ultimate reduction, so he's gonna get a lot more faster than everyone else. I love that they nerfed it because of that. I also like this too. I think they need to nerf him slightly a bit more, but I do like the change that they actually nerfed him. Strange, his shield bends slightly. The Sorcerer Supreme's defense is slightly dialed down. Reduces shield value of Shield of Seraphim from 800 to 700. Why? That's the only one I don't really agree on. If you want to nerf the shield, do it by 50 and see where that takes it, but okay, let's see how it goes then. That's the only one I'm iffy on. Diamond Heart choices, deadlier payoffs. The White Queen's diamond form dims a bit, but Emma's ultimate shines brighter. Reduce diamond form range. Damage reduction from 25 to 20%. Adjust the ultimate ability fall off at 30 meters from 50% to 70%. Gain 20% damage reduction during the ability. No. Why? They have 2 misses in a row for me. I don't like that. Ult adjustment is, she's just gonna be better. Like, she's just gonna be better. Why? Hulk, puny cooldowns. The big green disruptor's even brighter at charging his ultimate. Smash and style. Increase indestructible guard absorption damage to ultimate ability charge conversion from 100 to 130. Okay, wow. Gamma burst gains 2 charges, each with a 6-second cooldown. I don't agree with that. Reduce single hit damage from 75 to 65. Okay. Reduce gamma burst cooldown from each use from 6 seconds to 2? Why? They have, 3 misses in a row for me. It started off well with Angela, Cap, and Deadpool, but they missed on Strange, Emma, and Hulk. Hulk is already a problem with skilled players. This is gonna be horrible to go against. I don't like that at all. 3 misses in a row. Master of Magnetism, Master of the Lane. Magneto gets slightly tougher in lane pressure and deadlier with his ultimate. Increase Metal Bulwark cooldown from 12 to 15 seconds. Reduce Iron Bulwark cooldown from 12 seconds to 10 10. Okay, and then increase ultimate projectile speed from 30 to 45. He does not need that. I thought they said they were going to be nerfing everybody. That's 4 misses in a row. I'm sorry, but that's not it. Wakanda Forever, the faster. T'Challa agility is off the charts. No cooldown for jumping after detaching from a wall. Okay, so as that, he climbs on the wall and then he hits the ground, walks a bit, and he can still double jump since he's not in the air anymore? Or is it that he can go onto a wall, jump, go back onto a wall, jump, go back onto a wall and jump? Is that it? I mean, a quality of life. I'm glad, because they said they were buffing Black Panther. I'm glad they didn't actually buff his base kit, because he is a character which you do not want to buff, because if he is good, if the Black Panther player is having fun, nobody else is on the enemy team. Blade, no funerals for the Daywalker. I like that because people are holding a funeral for him for some reason. Blade's up close combat is boost and his range attacks are slightly snappier. Increase Hunter's shotgun projectile speed from 150 to 180. Increase Astral Sword range attack from 4.5 to 5. Bloodline Awakening new effect. Excess lifesteal now grants bonus health. Max 75 conversion rate 50%. Increase lifesteal ratio from 65 to 70. My only worry with this is that he'll feel like he can't get killed if he's attacking a tank. Because I had a match where my whole team died. I was Groot, I was backing up, and Blade was just spinning on me constantly. A Jeff was pocketing me, and Blade, his health was not going down at all, and my health was still draining with Jeff pocketing me, with no other attacks going on. With this has a very high chance of just making him feel like he cannot die. New effect lifesteal now works without switching to Bloodline Awakening and also converts to bonus health. Increase healing reduction to enemies from 20 to 40%. No, I don't like the blade changes. I'll admit that. He's just gonna be another shield merchant or bonus health merchant, whatever you want to say it. Less shield and health merchant in the game. No, another miss from the devs. Daredevil, the devil is in the details and the nerfs. Daredevil's damage and takiness are toned down just a bit. Reduce devil's change and damage from 35 to 25. Bonus max health from 125 to 100. Good. Sonic pursuit damage reduction from 20% to 10%. Okay, I like this. Daredevil should be in a good place now. You just stay as is. No more buffs, no more nerf. Deadpool Duelist. Harder to KO, slower to ult. Survivability is slightly up. Ult frequency is slightly nerfed to match the new ultimate efficiency. Increase base health from 250 to 275. Increase ultimate ability cooldown from 45 seconds to 60 seconds. I don't agree with him getting a buff in his health. Monster Hunter, Mind Your Lives, also pays a heavier price upon defeat, and her survivability drops a tad. Reduce instinct lost upon defeat from 1 stack to 2 stacks. Reduce ruthless pursuit and helix advantage, bonus health from 40 to 30. I like that, but I think they should have added 1 second more to each of her dashes and just cut off her bonus health in half per dash. Hawkeye, reduced base health from 275 to 250. Good. Human Torch, instantly recover all fire cluster ammo energy after not using fire cluster for 1 second. Okay, I like that change. It says more tweaks coming in season 7.5, so that's gonna be interesting. Human Torch is another character where if they're having fun, the whole enemy team isn't, so I think he should never be meta again. System Online, Overclock Stabilize, Tony's staying power and ability feel get a boost. Armor Overdrive new effect, each KO while Armor Overdrive is active extends its duration by 2 seconds. He was already Unibeam Simulator, man. He's just gonna be that more often now. Reduce Armor Overdrive startup from 1.8 seconds to 1.3. No, that was the kind of the trade-off for it, because that beam is very powerful, especially with Armor Overdrive, and that startup time was what really set the stage of, okay, you're risking your life now. Just to set that up, you need to go in cover to start it up. I don't like that. Seems like flyers are getting a renaissance the past couple seasons. I think I predicted that too. Magic Sharper Feel, Fairer Poke, okay. Incursion hitbox radius in both normal and Darkshot forms from 0.45 meters to 1 meters. Why? What? Reduce normal for Magic Slash max charge damage from 2 to 1.8. Max damage 90 to 81, okay. I believe she can still one-shot combo with that though. Reduce Darkshot ultimate ability startup from 1 second to 0.8 seconds. I think this is another miss from the devs. Some quality of life changes, but I don't like that either. Butterfly power, Psylocke's combat capability is slightly increased. Increase the psionic crossbow cooldown reduction to other abilities on hit from 0.25 to 3 per second. Increase Wing Shuriken's damage on throw and return from 8 to 9. I mean, it's a slight damage buff. I think they reverted it from the last one, so I'm between on that one. I don't like her getting strong again. She's not good when she's meta. She's not very good to go against when she's meta. It's just unfun. Let's see where the buffs take her. Scarlet Witch, Chaos Control now has damage fall off starting at 10 meters and dropping to 90% at max range. Okay. Increase base damage from 80 to 85, 76.5 at 20 meters. Increase the charge to burst by Chaos Control hits from 0.1 to 0.15. Okay. I thought they were just gonna buff her a whole lot, but I'm glad because she already has This may right here put her over 20 buffs in the whole history of Marvel Rivals. Winter Soldier, less splat. Finally, a nerf to Bucky. Bucky's range damage gets trimmed. Reduce spell field damage on hit from 65 to 55. I believe that's his burst. That's good. Down to strategists. Deadpool strategist, increased ultimate ability. So pretty much what they did with the other two pools, okay? Gambit, team buffs redealt. Remy's ultimate buffs for the team are toned down, but team damage slightly goes up, okay? Reduce rage and royal flush. Ultimate ability charge, acceleration to allies from 30 to 20%. I really like that. Remove movement boost from 50% to 40%. Increase additional single target explosion damage. Enhance damage ratio from 20% to 25. I really like that change. I said this before, that his ult is the only thing really keeping him in permaban stage, but right here I think he's in a very good spot. His ult is very easy to kill through. If DPS aren't competent on his team, the ult is pretty much useless against a normal ult, so I believe this will be a good change. I like that. Less healing in the fray, better reset out of it. Sue's self-healing during combat is nerfed, but her out of combat recovery, it gets a boost. That's gonna be interesting. Wonder where they count in combat versus out of combat. Reduce guardian shield healing from 25 to 15. It was already pretty low and fragile on her. Increase healing over time during covert advance from 20 to 30. So that's when her, okay, so that's when she's invisible. I mean, I guess it's a good trade-off since she's still strong, because while she's invisible, she cannot help her team at all, but she does recover at a higher rate. I believe they wanted to do this, do it by 5 each, and then I'll be okay with that. But overall, okay, change. Idle power, now snowballing. Luna's combat prowess is cooler than ever. New effect, reduce ice art's cooldown from 2 seconds whenever a hero with idle aura, self or ally, takes part in a KO. More skill expression. In lower ranks you won't feel a difference, but in higher ranks you will definitely get a difference, I believe. You'll really see it. I mean, team up abilities, adjusted or removed. Luna Snow, Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock loses the team up anchor, 50% heal boost. Yeah, that 15%, so he's just a lot weaker right now. 15% healing boost going away, and they didn't give him a buff. I mean, he'll probably get it back with this team up down here, to be fully honest. Jeff Nato will no longer cause swirls of chaos elsewhere. I like the change. It wasn't really good to go against. And if you banned Phoenix, there's really nothing you could really do against it unless you have like a Punisher ult or a little damage ult like Magneto, I think. Okay, White Fox, Luna Snow team up. As a team of anchor, White Fox gains a 10% increase in healing effects. Luna Snow unlocks the new Spirit Fox Accord ability through her team up with White Fox. I believe she can send out a Fox, if I remember correctly, and does some damage, some healing. Not super powerful though. Wind, Lightning, and Soul, the Storm, and Adam. Adam gains the Heavily Harmony ability through his team up. This is where when he flies, he gives a speed boost. But you see, like, gives a trail, and if you follow trail, you get healed in it, and a speed boost. I really like the change. I wish, because I believe Storm is the anchor, so Adam Warlock doesn't make it up for his healing, that 50% loss. But what are my thoughts with this balanced patch notes right here? It's another mixed one for me. They have a lot of hits and misses. Some I'm okay with, some I don't mind. This whole balanced patch notes with all the changes they're making outside of the balanced patch notes, I do think they are better than the previous season's patch notes. They are nerfing a lot of characters. They're buffing a lot of dives. They're buffing flyers. I don't know, this will definitely be an interesting meta. I believe they still should have slightly tweaked Phoenix. I know they said their win rates went down a lot, so that's probably why they didn't nerf them, but overall, thinking about it, there isn't really a character that really jumps to mind, which I think they should have definitely nerfed. There are characters definitely where they shouldn't have buffed. They shouldn't have buffed Emma. They shouldn't have buffed Hulk that much. There's a couple DPS which I shouldn't have buffed that much. I don't know, from what they said, they're gonna lean more into nerfs and not buffs. They sure are giving a lot of good characters buffs again. That's the problem they have mostly, is they're giving good characters buffs, and they aren't really nerfing good characters that much. They are doing it, but not nearly as much as they should. The strategists on their own, I think this is a very good patch notes based just on the strategists. On tanks, I give it a C. They made some very good choices, but some very bad ones as well. For DPS, I mean, I'll probably call it a B. They had some very good ones, nerfing Winter Soldier, nerfing Hawkeye, nerfing Elsa, nerfing Daredevil, quality of life for Black Panther, I guess, but actually not a B, probably a B minus, C plus on DPS. That's, I don't know, a lot of good, a lot of bad on this patch notes. I wonder what other reactions are. Let me know what your reaction is in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. See ya.